analogy, that would be like Kichu receiving that box and thinking, you know, what's inside this box. Okay, after this box opens, you know, an object comes out of it. So no more imagination as far as this box is concerned. And she might look at the object and say, oh, it's a book, this is not of much use to me. Now let me imagine tomorrow if there's a box that's being delivered, you know, maybe it will contain a nice juicy mouse or something. So comprehension need not, it can be for some people depending on the kind of consciousness that's involved, but comprehension can lead to an incredible amount of imagination. And this might be a theme of what I'm trying to say, because you know, we unfortunately our education system is highly, you know, Eurocentric. It's not like as if this land didn't produce any good thinkers in the field of architecture and in all other fields. So the main point is that in physics, the point that I'm trying to make here, which because I have only 10 minutes, I can't really say much in this time. So I have to hit on the main sutra, the main principles. And there are some really exciting discoveries coming out of modern physics, which are challenging completely our worldview. The dualistic worldview, for example, mind versus body. In medicine, they have found, you know, brain cells in our big toes. So the whole question of, you know, where does the brain end, where does the body begin? Even mind versus the body, spirit versus form, if you come to that, you know. If you look at what modern physics is saying now, for example, they have the correlation experiments with electrons. They prepare them with a certain spin, two electrons that are identical, and it's possible to send them to opposite ends of the universe. And it finds that if you do something to this electron which is on one end of the universe, simultaneously, at the exact same instant, something will happen to the other electron. So this challenges our whole concept of locality and the fact that, you know, the whole concept of space and time itself. Physics is discovering really, you know, fantastic things nowadays. And it is surprising to some people, not to me, because I grew up in, you know, in Varanasi, which is steeped in the mystical traditions of India. But many of the latest discoveries in physics are pointing towards the Eastern mystical traditions. So, for example, there is a shloka in Rig Veda that says, Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. That, with the capital T, that ultimate reality, what you have referred to as nirvana, that ultimate reality is infinite and complete. Now, this, the microcosm, is also this Purnamada Purnamidam. This is also infinite and complete. A particle of air will still be air. A particle of water will still be water. A particle of infinity will still be infinite. From Purnat Purnamidachyate, from infinity and completeness comes infinity. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. If from infinity you subtract infinity, what remains is still infinite. For example, if from the set of natural numbers, which is an infinite set, if you remove the set of even numbers, which is an infinite set, then what you have left is the set of odd numbers, which is still an infinite set. So, you know, then you have fractals. Basically, what modern physics is coming towards, and what the Eastern mystical traditions have been saying for thousands of years, is that every particle of the universe contains information about every other part. And so these have far-reaching implications, all these things. These are the main sutras, you know. So, integrated thinking, not this versus this, not mind versus body, not you know, consciousness, not subject versus object. This is another path-breaking discovery of physics, which many of you have heard, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and the research that came out of it. Now, in fact, it's a startling statement, you know, that there is no such thing as objective reality. Physics is saying this, something that the Eastern mystical traditions, especially of this land, have been saying for 10,000–15,000 years. Physics is saying that it doesn't make sense to talk about an objective world out there. you can't even, it's not even meaningful to try and even think about an object without the subject being there. First, they said the subject influences the object, the act of observation influences the object, you know. Now they are saying that if there's no consciousness, if there's no observer, then, then we can't even meaningfully talk about it. So all these things are very interesting. What it means, it will take hours to talk about this, but what it means to me, I know architecture is by no means my specialty, and since you were bold and brave enough to invite me, a physicist and a musician, with no knowledge of architecture at all, I said, okay, you can be adventurous and bold, then I'll come and meet you, try and meet you halfway. So, I can tell you, for example, in my travels in India, in the villages, I'm a physicist also, I've walked around and measured. There are these adobe huts that I've seen right outside Banaras. I invite any of you to come and see. Thatched roof, the kind that they paint with, gobar, etc., made with unbaked clay bricks. And the temperature differential in the heat of summer is 10 degrees. Without any, air conditioning, you find that it's so much cool inside. So, we should be able to learn, what can we learn? It's good that we are learning from Finnish theoreticians and from Salvador Dali and from Picasso, but we should also look at the land where we are born to see if there is something they can teach us.